You know, I still get chills thinking about that night on Flight 512 from New York to Los Angeles. Emily Harper, tucked into seat 7A like any other exhausted soul on a red-eye. Blanket pulled up, window shade down, pretending the world didn't exist. I'd just wrapped up a brutal week of simulator drills in some nondescript training center upstate, practicing every nightmare scenario you can imagine: engines quitting mid-takeoff, hydraulics failing in a blizzard, and all I wanted was to zone out, catch some shut-eye, and wake up in LA without anyone knowing I could fly the damn plane myself. But life has this funny way of yanking you back into the fray, doesn't it? Especially when you're a pilot with 9,000 hours under your belt, fresh from Air Force cargo runs in godforsaken spots like the Middle East deserts or Arctic outposts, where one wrong move means lights out for everyone. It started subtle at first, the plane cruising smooth at 36,000 feet, cabin dim and quiet, folks dozing or fiddling with their screens, me included, dreaming about that first solo hop back in training days when the sky felt like freedom. Then bam, this sharp jolt in my gut, not from turbulence, but from the intercom crackling alive way too early into the flight. Karen Thompson, the lead attendant, her voice steady, but with that edge you pick up after years in the air, saying something about a medical issue up front and asking if any qualified pilots were on board, commercial, military, anyone who knew their way around a cockpit in a pinch. My eyes flew open, heart racing like I'd chugged a triple espresso, because I knew, deep down, that wasn't just a casual ask. It was code for "we're in deep trouble." And as the whispers rippled through the cabin, folks gripping armrests, a kid whimpering a few rows back, I felt that old pull, the one that says duty doesn't clock out just 'cause you're off the payroll. I hesitated, exhaustion clawing at me, thinking maybe someone else would step up, some hotshot captain commuting home, but the plane dipped into the first real bumps of what felt like a monster storm brewing ahead, lightning flickering outside like nature's own fireworks gone wrong, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. "Press that call button," whispered to Karen as she hustled over. "Yeah, I'm a pilot, commercial captain, ex-Air Force, rated on this bird." And her face lit up like I'd handed her a lifeline. But the guy next to me, this suit and tie exec who'd been tapping away on his laptop, stared bug-eyed. "You? The lady who's been snoring since takeoff." And I just shrugged. "Off duty, buddy. But emergencies don't care about schedules," as I unbuckled and followed her up the aisle. The plane bucking now, passengers exchanging those wide-eyed looks that scream, "What the hell's going on?" Up in the cockpit, it was worse than I'd imagined. Captain Robert Klein slumped over, pale as a ghost, clutching his chest from what looked like a massive heart attack, his breathing ragged, while First Officer Sarah Jenkins, this sharp but green 28-year-old with maybe 3,000 hours total, gripped the yoke white-knuckled. Sweat beading on her forehead as the radar screamed red with a wall of thunderstorms dead ahead. Hail reports pinging in from ATC, wind shear that could flip us like a pancake. "Sarah, I'm a Miller, let's get this sorted," I said, sliding into the jump seat, scanning the panels. Fuel good, systems holding. But that storm was no joke, intensifying faster than forecast, like the weather gods had a grudge. She glanced back, voice cracking just a bit. "He's out cold. I took over, but this mess. I've never soloed through anything like it." And I could see the panic bubbling under her cool, the weight of 152 souls pressing down, her hands trembling as another downdraft hit us hard. We locked in quick, me coaching her through a deviation south to skirt the beast, ease the turn, add a touch of power, trust the instruments, not your gut. While lightning cracked close enough to light up the cockpit like daylight, the plane shuddering, Sarah biting her lip. "What if we clip the edge? What if I screw this up?" And I leaned in, calm as I could muster. "You've got this, kid." I flew worse in sandstorms where you couldn't see your own wingtips breathe, one step at a time. Back in the cabin, Karen was a rock, whispering updates, calming a freaked-out mom. "Ma'am, we've got help up there, just hold tight." But I heard the tension, felt it in the air as we plunged through the chaos, airspeed dipping, alarms chirping. Me calling out corrections, nose up gentle, power to 85%, there ride the wave, don't fight it. And Sarah, bless her, steadied, her voice firming up as we punched through the southern flank, the turbulence easing like a bad dream fading. Finally, breaking clear, LA approach vectoring us in winds dying down. Runway 24 are lit up below like a beacon and Sarah and nailed the landing. Smooth as butter. Tires kissing pavement at 3:47 a.m. Emergency crews swarming as we taxied in. Paramedics rushing Klein off, him stirring just enough to mumble thanks later from the hospital bed. Passengers filed out dazed, that exec clapping my shoulder. Lady, you're a hero. Sleeping Beauty turns savior. And Sarah turning to me teary-eyed. I froze at first. Thought we'd never make Itho, do you even? I just hugged her quick. We all freeze sometimes. It's pushing through that counts. You flew like a pro tonight. But here's the thing that sticks with me. Even now, should off-duty folks like me always jump in? Or is there a line where you say, not my shift? Klein recovered. Yeah, full bypass surgery, back flying light duty eventually. But it makes you wonder about the system. The pressures on crews to push through fatigue, health scares swept under the rug, cause losing your medical means losing everything. What do you think? Would you step up in a crisis, even bone-tired, or let fate roll the dice? Drop a comment below, share your take on duty versus downtime, maybe your own close call story. Hit subscribe if these real-life twists keep you hooked. We all got hidden heroes in us, waiting for that call.